was a sanctuary. A little bit like me, a little bit like Mark Levin, and of course, like El Trumpito, the 45th president of these United States. Changed his tune. Of course. And say, well,
wow. Fucking gas.
We take a more moderate, right? One of those things that I think we're going to discuss tonight, because I've never thought it was fair to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? It just isn't. Now, Eric Adams, though, he particularly, I guess, burns my britches, if you will, to borrow that term. Why? Because I'm a native New Yorker, but I live in Jersey now. So I don't have a direct impact on what happens, but I'm in and out of the city all the time for work and whatnot. And I've been a conservative as long as I could vote. I would say we probably do have to give Mayor Adams the benefit of the doubt. But we have to ask some serious questions. And not only of him, but of everybody else that's coming around. I want to invite Mayor Adams, if you're listening, or any of your friends, if you're a friend of Mayor Adams, or you work with him, and you're listening right now, send him a real quick text and tell him we'd actually love to have this conversation with him live and on the air right now. Why? Because I think New Yorkers, but the American people, they deserve to hear this from him, right? Rather than our speculation. And I'm happy to be fair with him. I'm happy to be generous with our time and afford him an opportunity to come clean and tell us what's really going on. Because right now it seems like he's flip-flopping on issues. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm glad he's flip-flopping. I just want to know if it's genuine, right? For example, I'd like to know, why didn't Mayor Adams try to persuade the members of the city council to propose a resolution to reverse the sanctuary city status? I mean, after all, he was mayor, right? That comes with the power of being mayor. Now, he may not be able to actually stroke of a pen, do this and do that, but he is the mayor, and he can cut deals. He can persuade people. He can say, look, you need this, I need that, let's make a deal, right? This is politics, after all. But I didn't see him doing any of that. I didn't see anybody. He didn't even try to work with Republicans, like my good friend Vicky Palladino, and say, hey, Vicky, or hey, whomever, right? Any one of the New York City Council members, let's try and overturn this. Let's symbolically try to get this out of committee, to get a vote going to reverse this. The symbolism would have meant everything, even if they couldn't do it. I understand Kathy Hochul says New York's a sanctuary state. But just imagine if the Democrat mayor of New York City, a former cop, were coming out and saying, you know what, look, I'm a Democrat. I believe in the people. But guess what? What we're seeing right now is wrong. This is inhumane. What's happened to the once great Lincoln Center and the once great Roosevelt Hotel and so many other hotels from 59th Street all the way to 42nd Street, the Row, and all the rest of these places. It's an injustice. It's inhumane, right? So why wouldn't he have done that? He didn't even allude to it. In fact, he doubled down until Trump wins. And then maybe a month or three before the election, he starts to kind of soften up on it. Then after the election, he might as well, dye his hair that color blonde and put on the MAGA hat. He took the script here. Like I say, this is that same New York City where we see all these crazy things happen. And I just want to see how he's. And I'd love to have that conversation. Would have earned the respect of a lot of across his hand, repeating conservative talking points for the sake of political expediency. And the good news, my amigos, is that 3 weeks after we enjoy our grapes at midnight, or our champagne toast, or a shot of coquito, or the feast of seven fish, a New Year's tradition you may have, we're going to watch El Trump and all this madness, El Presidente. 45th president and 47th president of these United States. We're going to watch him get sworn in. Amen. Praise God. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. That's fantastic. But that's where the hard work begins. In history, at least as far as I can tell, there isn't a single quote unquote swamp that's actually ever been drained. This is going to be, in my opinion, an all hands on deck effort. Otherwise, we're not going to get it done. We have 4 short years. We've got characters like Nancy La Bruja Pelosi and Chucky Schumer who are kind of playing nice lately. And the other characters like Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman, well, they've been booted out of Congress, so they're no longer in the squad. But you still have wackos like my least favorite congresswoman from the Bronx and Queens, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, all out crazy. And for those of you who've been listening to me since my days on the air in New York City, you know that I had a run-in with AOC about 6 or 7 years ago at the New York City Puerto Rican Day Parade on Fifth Avenue. And she literally tucked tail. She cut and run. She did the dip. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Why? Because she didn't want to have a conversation with me on the air about capitalism and socialism. And she was dodging me. Now, like any good leftist, she tried to blame me, saying I was stalking her. I was going after her. I was trying to, debate her at the parade. That's not true. Everybody knows any good radio guy worth his salt wants the interview on the radio. Why would I want to do it at a parade? But the AOCs of the world, they're multiplying, right? AOC isn't running away anymore. Times have changed. Instead, she's on the attack, along with all of her friends on the left. And they've spent the last 4 years coming after your children, coming after your wealth, coming after our American dream. The election that we just experienced in November was a victory and a step towards restoring the American dream, protecting our kids, and creating opportunities for wealth, new opportunities. But from here on out, it's not going to be easy. So tonight, I want to take a look at a few things, right? We've got a lot of issues. We've got all of the issues that are facing America, from immigration to wokeism running amok, the strengthening of our economy, thank God, the restoration of our position as a leader on the world stage. The only collectivist thing that you and I need to do, in my opinion, is to reject the permanent underclass that the left within academia, the left within the media, and the left within the Washington swamp, the deep state, have been trying to create all this time. And that they have created in many ways and strengthened in the last 4 years that Biden was there. Joe El Baboso Biden, I might add. So we're going to get into that as well as the effects that criminal illegal aliens have on all of our communities, the perils of dating, right? On a softer topic, dating has become pretty contentious. There's some interesting stories out there about that. And there's also an interesting story that I want to share with you and get your thoughts on, because I like to do some old school talk radio where we really interact with the callers on a myriad of topics, whether it's the news of the day, current events, popular culture, you name it. Let's talk about it. And one of those things that I saw was one of those DNA companies where, you go to find out your ancestry and whatnot. They might be going belly up. What does that mean for you and your DNA if you're one of those people that's put their information out there, right? Where does that put you? I don't know. I don't know where it puts you. I do know that we need to make sure that we don't inadvertently sell off our DNA to some company that might get hacked, and then the biohacking begins. People can literally, copy your genetic footprint and Lord knows what. That's why I've always been intrigued by that, but I haven't done it yet. So anyway, I'm going to get into that as well as a couple other things. And I want to invite you. I want to invite you to join the conversation with me. We're live, we're national. There's plenty I want to talk about. And before I give you the phone number for my show, I got to make sure I give you the phone number for Mark's show. And that's 800-381-3811. And of course, if you're a lib and you want to debate with me, or you disagree with something I've said, that's cool too. I love that. Let's have that conversation. You call 1-800-381-3811, as Mark says. And I want you to get ready, because over the next 3 hours of live evening radio, this is going to be the best 3 hours of live evening radio you've heard today. So hopefully you're not changing the channel and keeping it locked right here with me, Rich Valdez, filling in for the great
Mark Ben. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
MAGA has done it again. With a presidential victory and a red wave sweeping the House and the Senate, conservatives are back in the driver's seat. But as the fight to restore America begins, now is not the time to get complacent. You have the chance to be part of this movement, not just as a voter, but as a member of a powerful organization that takes its marching orders directly from you. AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Join AMAC today for only $1 for your first year. You'll be part of a movement and you'll get fantastic benefits and discounts. But don't wait. This special offer ends December 31st. Join AMAC today. $1 for your first year. Again, great benefits and discounts and be part of a crucial movement. Just $1. But don't wait. This special offer ends December 31st. Join AMAC today and help us continue the fight for a brighter, freer future. Visit amac.us/LEVIN right now to claim your $1 membership. That's amac.us/Levin.
In Greenbelt, watch out for an accident now. The Baltimore-Washington Parkway southbound at NASA Goddard, and that is causing very slow traffic from 197 northbound side, mainly slow from 410 to the Beltway and from NASA Goddard towards 197. Still some delays on DC 295 northbound heading from the 11th Street Bridge towards East Capitol Street. Southbound is slow from Burroughs Avenue towards East Capitol Street. Earlier crash in the local lanes of 270 northbound at the off-ramp to Montrose cleared. Everything reopened there. Main lanes of 270 still slow northbound between 121 and the truck scales. Southbound some delays from 85 headed towards the truck scales. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, clouds with rain after midnight, lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, rain and highs around 50.
You don't want to miss this. CB Distillery is having a massive end-of-the-year sale. For 3 days only, you can save up to 50% on everything. Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Looking for some calm after the hectic holidays? CB Distillery has plant-based solutions that could be perfect for you. Their natural formulations target stress, sleep, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. They only use the highest quality clean ingredients, and over 2 million customers trust CB Distillery for their effective CBD solutions. Just check out their 18,000 reviews. You deserve to start feeling your best. Discover the natural healing benefits of CBD and save up to 50% during their end-of-the-year sale. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
An O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card is the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. Give the gift of convenience from O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like that, let's put it online and see what happens stage.
And the site is live.
That we opened a store and need a fast checkout stage. Thanks. You're all set. That count it up and ship it around the globe stage.
This one's going to Thailand.
And that, wait, did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Whatever your stage, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/Westwood1. Illuminating the issues.
There's a whole lot missing here in this story, isn't there?
Every day.
Why are we the only ones reporting this?
News Talk 105.9.
Making sense of the news.
Making sense of your world.
You know, there are millions of people that feel exactly as you feel, and honestly, right now, I'm one of them.
Chris Plant.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
Thank you, Chris.
News Talk 105.9.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
You voted big government out and efficient government in. Well, now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. If you're still on the other big name providers, I have one question. Why? Pure Talk, my cell phone company, gives you the exact same service on the exact same towers with better customer service because they're based right here in the United States, all for half the cost. That's right. There's simply no need to spend $85 or $100 per person on your wireless bill, not when you could get unlimited talk, text, and 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot, just $35 a month. My friends, the average family of four could save about $1,000 a year with Pure Talk while enjoying one of America's most dependable 5G networks. So cut the fat out of your wireless bill. Switch to Pure Talk by dialing pound 250 and saying keyword Mark Levin. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say the keyword Mark Levin, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month with Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
You don't want to miss this. CB Distillery is having a massive end of the year sale. For 3 days only, you can save up to 50% on everything. Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Looking for some calm after the hectic holidays? CB Distillery has plant-based solutions that could be perfect for you. Their natural formulations target stress, sleep, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. They only use the highest quality clean ingredients, and over 2 million customers trust CB Distillery for their effective CBD solutions. Just check out their 18,000 reviews. You deserve to start feeling your best. Discover the natural healing benefits of CBD and save up to 50% during their end of the year sale. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
WMAN. Rich Valdez filling in for the great one, Mark Levin. And make sure you mark us off for Hanukkah. But make sure you check out Life, Liberty, and Levin this weekend, 8 p.m. on the Fox News channel. Do not miss it. Life, Liberty, and Levin, one of my favorites. I try not to miss it, and you shouldn't either. And I wanted to get into this topic of this man, this evil Guatemalan criminal, illegal alien, alleged murderer. And I say alleged to play the game, but I think there's enough witnesses. It's pretty open and shut here. This guy did this, and he is literally Satan incarnate, right? Who does this? He brought hell to a subway cart and set somebody on fire. And yet they want to say that the bad guy is El Trompito. They want to say that the bad guy is Tom Homan, the new border czar. Well, Tom Homan was sounding off on his thoughts on this particular case. Check this out.
I want Hochul. I want the mayor of Chicago, the governor, all these sanctuary cities are speaking out against President Trump and myself running this deportation operation. I want you to watch that video and know how this young lady suffered, what a heroic death she had. I want you to listen to Lake and Riley tape for 17 minutes.
Yeah. I want you to listen to that too. Every last liberal out there, every last person that said that the new Americans, we need to make space for them, for this, for that. Open the doors to your house, open your windows, let them sleep on your couch, right? All these people with their heads in the sky. Anyway, Homan wasn't done there. He went on, he was on Fox News earlier this week, and he wanted to remind the rest of the sanctuary city governors that it's on them if they don't want to remove these public safety threats. Listen to this.
And you think about this illegal alien that burned this young lady alive. He probably had a free hotel room, 3 squares a day, gets a free ATM card, gets free medical attention, compliments of the Biden administration. But this young homeless person, she don't have anything. And she died a horrendous death. So I want Hochul. I want the mayor of Chicago, the governor, all these sanctuary cities are speaking out against President Trump and myself running this deportation operation. I want you to watch that video and know how this young lady suffered, what a heroic death she had. I want you to listen to Lake and Riley tape for 17 minutes, how she fought for her life. That young lady didn't want to die. I want you to realize how these people died and tell me you still support sanctuary cities. Tell me that you don't want to help me remove public safety threats from the community. President Trump might have been clear. Day one of the deportation operation, we're going to concentrate on public safety threats. And we got elected officials that say they're going to put roadblocks up. Their number one responsibility is protecting the communities. Help us remove public safety threats. Don't be pushing back against us.
So I think he's pretty clear. And let me tell you, there's few, I would say it's few, and most of you probably agree with me, right? There's few people that you meet and you hear and you see in your travels in life that you come across where you go, that's the guy I want with me in a foxhole. That's the guy I want to be having a beer with when the bar room brawl breaks out. Tom Homan's one of those guys, right? You tell me. If it's going down, I want a guy like Tom Homan to have my back. This guy is he's as real as it comes. He's tried, he's tested, he's true. And I think he's ready for the job. I know he's ready for the job. And I can't wait. They're talking about day one. Day one it is. And I think they keep the pressure on. They need to keep the pressure on so that more and more of these people will self-deport to make this easier and easier. Now, only correction I'd have there, and this is, a distinction without a difference here, but he said, courtesy of the Biden administration. Well, that is true. It's really courtesy of you and me, the American taxpayer. And that should enrage you even if you are the craziest lefty out there. And you think, listen, let's give 3 hats and a cot to every last person out there. You've got to, at some point, say, ya basta, esto es suficiente, this is too much. We can't do this anymore. Enough is enough. Anyway, this guy that was accused of setting fire to this woman in New York City on the subway, he was indicted today on charges of murder in the first and second degree and arson. His name, Sebastian Zapata Khalil. He's accused of setting fire, about that, on the F train. By the way, the F train, the line that ran where I grew up, Ocean Avenue, Avenue M, Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to everybody in Midwood. That was my train. The F train, the D train, and the Q train. They all stopped at the Avenue M stop. They still do. And, well, maybe not the F anymore. It's all the way on the other side now. But when I was a little kid, when we'd take the alternate line, it would stop over there. Anyway, folks, I'm coming right back. More of you and your thoughts with your calls. 800-381-3811. Don't go anywhere. It's Rich Valdez filling in for the great Mark Lane.
The markets are volatile. They're shooting up wildly only to drop without warning. The Fed just cut rates yet again, this time by a quarter point. Why? Because the Federal Reserve is not confident the economy is strong. In fact, last month only 12,000 jobs were created, all of them in the government. That's why I'm telling you again, diversification is crucially important. And diversification with gold is what I do. And the company I use, and I've used many, the best one is Advantage Gold. Call them now at 800-900-8000 for a free gold investment kit. When it comes to gold, I trust Advantage Gold. They're one of the top gold companies in America. They're who I turn to when I purchase gold. Call them now, 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000 now for a free gold investment kit to see how gold can help you with your investment portfolio, aka your bank accounts, your paycheck. And when you do, you can qualify for $1,000 in free silver. That's 800-900-8000. Folks, don't wait. Call them now, 800-900-8000, and tell them Mark Levin sent you. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington. This media station.
Sense. News now. UMAL News at 6:30. I'm Heather Curtis. President-elect Trump's asking the Supreme Court to pause next month's U.S. ban on TikTok if it doesn't divest from its Chinese parent company. He filed an amicus brief saying he opposes the ban and wants time to resolve the issues at hand. TikTok appealed to the High Court to strike down the law, saying it violates the First Amendment. The government argues TikTok's a national security risk. Legendary CBS sportscaster Greg Gumbel has died from cancer at 78. A cat found on the 10th block of East Mosier Road in Thurmont on Christmas Day tested positive for rabies. The cat authority was put down. The Frederick County Health Department says if you or your pet came in contact with the cat between December 11th and Christmas Day, contact your doctor. Up next, traffic and weather.
You don't want to miss this.
CB Distillery is having a massive end-of-the-year sale. For 3 days only, you can save up to 50% on everything. Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Looking for some calm after the hectic holidays? CB Distillery has plant-based solutions that could be perfect for you. Their natural formulations target stress, sleep, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. They only use the highest quality clean ingredients, and over 2 million customers trust CB Distillery for their effective CBD solutions. Just check out their 18,000 reviews. You deserve to start feeling your best. Discover the natural healing benefits of CBD and save up to 50% during their end-of-the-year sale. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
The Cumulus Podcast Network featuring the biggest names in talk.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here.
Rich Valdez.
Rich Valdez here with you.
Dan Bongino.
Folks, nothing is working.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
While serving in Iraq, our vehicle was hit. They didn't think I was going to make it. I'm Latoya Lucas, and I'm a veteran. I had to learn to live with the scars, both visible and invisible.
DAV helps veterans like Latoya get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
My victory is overcoming my wounds so I can help other veterans.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Making sense of the headlines. A member of the so-called mainstream news media myself for the better part of 2 decades. Here's the bottom line.
Chris Plant.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
News Talk 105.9.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
Making sense of your world.
Begin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Thanks for taking my call.
Making sense of the news.
Mark Levin, making conservatism great again. Dial in now. 877-381-3811.
All right, America, welcome back. Rich Valdez filling in for the great one, Mark Levin. Feliz Navidad. Happy Hanukkah. I want to correct myself. I said the phone number wrong before. I knew I was going to do that. 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. I knew that was going to happen. Mr. Producer, Rich Cementa, knew that was going to happen as well. And he was texting me saying, here's the number. I was like, yeah, I know the number. I've done this for years. I've done this a bunch of times. I don't know. This is probably my 20th or 22nd time hosting this show over the years. And I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And I messed it up. 877-381-3811. Plus, I'm getting all this incoming messaging, right? You start talking about things on the radio, and the next thing you know, everybody wants to chime in, right? Who's chiming in all of a sudden? I'll share with you right here. My fellow radio host, Curtis Sleva, who's a mentor of mine, just like the great one, Mark Levin, and the great John Batchelor, all mentors of mine early in my career. He says, correction, I have the best overnight show. Well, I didn't say I had an overnight show, Curtis Lewa. All right. Thanks for the trolling here, sir. I said that I have the best late night show, right? 9 to midnight, 10 to 1, that type of thing. And that's what I said. And I'll stick with that. And listen, I'm coming for you. I just picked up a dozen new affiliates. A dozen. WMAL DC. You guys are going to be hearing from me real soon. WTN Tennessee. Real soon. Like Happy New Year soon. KMJ in Fresno. WBLK, Lexington, Kentucky, WAPI, Birmingham, Alabama. These are all stations the great one Mark Levin is on, and I'm going to be joining him right after his program, so I'm looking forward to that, and about a half a dozen other shows. So how about that, Curtis Lewa? Coming for you, brother. I'm coming for you. He was making fun of me for talking about the F train. I was more of a D train guy, to tell you the truth. Not a Q train, because I'm not a conspiracy guy. But I want to get to your calls in a moment. But first, I want you to hear what the former HUD Secretary, Julian Castro, said about Tom Homan. He was on MSNBC earlier today. Listen to this.
So for Tom Homan to say that, I think it just shows you again the heart of cruelty, the dark heart that he and Trump administration folks have for these migrants. They like to dehumanize them. And the way that he speaks there is also very clinical and bureaucratic, disconnected from the real life of these people, of these human beings. And so I think that what we're in for cruelty part 2 in this administration.
Cruelty. Did somebody get a violin, please? Can somebody, it's almost like the theme song to Mario Puzo's The Godfather, right? I'm about to start crying over here. This is so depressing, the dark heart and cruel. You want to talk about dark hearts and cruelty? Let's talk about your position on abortion, Mr. Castro, you and your friends in the Democrat Party. Let's talk about your position on the economy, how you are bankrupting the future. I have a daughter that just took her last college course. She's going to walk to get her bachelor's degree this May. And another one that is a sophomore. And guess what? I don't feel thrilled about their future, not because of anything they've done. Because of everything Joe El Baboso Biden and his teammate, Que Mala Eres. These people have destroyed this economy. An economy that was already on life support that El Trompito breathed new life into. He started doing CPR. trying to bring it back, chest compressions and everything, right? COVID came, Trump said, clear, and they shocked this thing, and we were able to survive that because of the Trump economy. And guess what? Here comes Joe Biden and says, oh, since it's nice and propped up and it's strong, let me start kicking the crap out of this economy to enrich myself and others and my son Hunter and everything that they've done along the way. It's a real shame. And Julian Castro says that it's Tom Homan and the Trump administration that have a dark heart of cruelty. Unbelievable. I want to get your thoughts on this. I see the phone lines are packed already. Lots of calls coming in. Let's talk about what's happening in Dumont, New Jersey with Russ on WABC. Russ, go for it. You're on with Rich Valdez.
Hi, Rich. I just go and I'll let you go.
Sure.
You were talking about Eric Adams before, whether we should give him a chance or not. I say no. He's a turncoat. He's just trying to keep himself out of jail, and he's nothing but bad news. And I think Tom Homan is going to do a great job, I hope. And I think the whole Biden administration with Mayorkas and everybody else should hang for what they did to America. Fauci included.
Listen, brother, I hear you, man. I think everybody wants to see these people hang, wants to see them tried for treason, wants to see them go to jail. And I would agree that what they've done is criminal, right? From your perspective. But from the perspective of the government, these guys have so much cover. And Trump just won that big case in the Supreme Court with immunity. And this is what they're gonna ride that same thing. They're gonna say the speech and debate clause, the U.S. Constitution. We were acting in the best interest of our job, and it's gonna be tough to prove that they did anything knowingly, right? The best we could do is hold these hearings, and I've got thoughts on hearings later because hearings lead people to believe that some sort of justice is coming, and hearings lead to nothing other than a criminal referral. We all know nobody's going to jail unless you're Peter Navarro or Bannon, right? This is just a crooked system, and it's not going to get better overnight, but it is going to get a lot better over the night of January 20th. That's for sure. Russ in Dumont, I appreciate the call, brother. We will continue. Let's go to a lot of local calls tonight. Let's go to Jerry, Jersey City, also on WABC. Jerry, what's up, brother?
I remember
Jerry at Passaic. Yeah, brother. How you been? Haven't talked to you in years.
I know. I've been trying to find you on the night shift, but I have.
Oh, listen, I'm easy to find. Go to my website, richvaldez.com. But anyway, talk to me. What's on your mind?
Well, I feel basically that whole January 6th committee ought to be put on trial for treason.
Mm-hmm.
And if convicted, which I think most of them would be convicted, basically be what you do for treason, executed. Because what they've done was a damn shame, and they wasted so much time and money, and they knew it, and they lied like a banshee. And there's not one of them should escape. From Pelosi to Adam Smith to, Adam Schiff.
No, he got promoted to being a senator, Jerry. This is what I mean. As much as you and I want to see justice delivered, the real justice is when the voters vote and the people decide, and we've decided. And we got back our guy, El Trompito, Donaldus Magnus, the 45th president of these United States. And can we continue to look in the rearview mirror? I would love to, but I know we're not going to. I know that the job here is not going to consist of putting every last corrupt politician in jail. We're not going to eradicate evil from the world. Maybe some people will be held accountable. That would be great. But the main thing we need to do is turn on that economic engine, the little engine that could, and make sure we all start making money again. Take the power away from Washington, start bringing it back to the people so that people can start to pursue the American dream again like they once did. This way, my kids can have a fighting chance. When I was a young man, and I'm still a young man, I'm only 46, but when I was 19, 18, 17, I was in business for myself. I was an entrepreneur. I had a barbershop. And then I opened up a cell phone place, and I did well. I had 2 brand new cars with 2 car notes. I had no problem paying that, plus the rent on my parents' house. Before I was 20 years old, I did all that. I don't think that's possible today. It's very, very difficult today for people to earn that kind of money, to be able to do all that.
And it's because of what the Democrats have done, the inflated dollar that we have. And until we even things out, either we've got to continue to, everything else is going to have to catch up, right? We're going to have to make enough money to buy these $1 million homes like guys like you and Passaic have. Otherwise, we're not getting anywhere, and we're not getting there fast. Jerry, pleasure to hear your voice. I'm glad you're well. Godspeed to you, my brother. And let me see. Is it time for me to pause here, Mr. Producer? Oh, good. I got time for one more. Excellent. Who do we go to? Who's the next one up? I see. So let's hold him. I don't want to run out of time on that one. What I will do before we go is I want to remind everybody to check out Mark Levin on Life, Liberty, and Levin on the Fox News channel. You don't want to miss that because, of course, Mark is tremendous on radio. But you get to see that more refined side of Mark, right? The ask a really good question and let them do all the answering. And just so you know, the show that I do at late night is an interview show, right? Larry King was famous for interviewing, and that format maintained through the Jim Bohannon years, through my years. And I learned my interviewing skills from the great one, Mark Levin, because he taught me this radio thing. One of the things he told me was, Richie, you got to remember, you're the show. You're the show. You don't need the callers. You don't need the audio. You don't need anything. Just you and your audience. And I always took that to heart. And, you know, coming up through the ranks on WABC, I had to be the show and had to learn how to put on a show. Curtis Lewa was in my ear, always telling me, doesn't matter what happens, Richie V, your call screener could die and the board operator could go out to lunch. You just keep talking. You keep talking. You talk right through those breaks. Right? So I learned. You keep talking and you be the show. And of course, John Batchelor, he was infamous for teaching me about how to do, Mr. Valdez, you must be the companion of everyone listening in your day part, which of course for me is the night part. And I put all of that together, and I've learned that it's very important to do all of those things. And you let people talk. You ask a good question, like Mark taught me, and you let them go. So that's what I do. And that's what he does. So check him out on Life, Liberty, and Levin. Now, I'm going to do more of your calls when we come back. Plus, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my Christmas. We're going to hear a little bit about your Christmas, and we're going to set up for the rest of the following 2 hours, which are going to be very, very exciting. You know, presuming I don't get any more trolling emails. Just kidding. Much love to my friends. And don't go anywhere. I'm Rich Valdez, in for the great one.
Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
The results are in, and WMAL listeners donated over $390,000 during this year's Fisher House Radiothon.
It's a blessing.
And with the generous support of Leonardo DRS, an incredible $50,000 match was added to our final total.
We're so very thankful for that.
Giving to the Fisher House Foundation is a great way to support members of our military and their families. And there's still time to donate. Give today at WMAL.com/FisherHouse.
In Fairfax now with an accident on eastbound 66 where all lanes are blocked. Team Monument Drive and Route 50 Fair Oaks at its exit 57. So that is closed between exit 56 and 57 at this time. There is crash activity on the BW Parkway southbound at NASA Goddard along the right side. Traffic is slow from Powder Mill Road. But also there is an accident in Jessup southbound between 32 and 198, which blocks the right lane, and traffic is slow from 175. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com to WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Tonight, clouds with rain after midnight, lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, rain and highs around 50.
You don't want to miss this. CV Distillery is having a massive end-of-the-year sale. For 3 days only, you can save up to 50% on everything. Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Looking for some calm after the hectic holidays? CV Distillery has plant-based solutions that could be perfect for you. Their natural formulations target stress, sleep, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. They only use the highest quality clean ingredients, and over 2 million customers trust CV Distillery for their effective CBD solutions. Just check out their 18,000 reviews. You deserve to start feeling your best. Discover the natural healing benefits of CBD and save up to 50% during their end-of-the-year sale. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Let's see, something different for dinner. Searching restaurants near me.
Right here, ma'am. How can we help?
Gee, same old, same old.
Wait, we're right here, ma'am. Our restaurant's just a few blocks from you. Why is she not seeing us?
Back to the usual, I guess.
Ma'am, can you not see us?
Nope, they can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local restaurants. You are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost, get found, get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just
All text. You focus on the road.
as a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA.
When you're high, you feel different. But if you feel different, you drive different. So don't drive high. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
I was on a routine patrol, and the vehicle flipped and landed on top of me, which left me paralyzed from the waist down.
I'm William Shatner. Show them their sacrifice hasn't been in vain. Go to pva.org to learn how you can make a difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The new year is a time of reflection on the past year and hope for the year to come. Last year was a turbulent time for Israel and the Jewish people, with a devastating and ongoing multi-front war, an unprecedented rise in global anti-Semitism, and the loss of many Jewish lives. But we have also seen an uprising of love and support from you, my listeners, through my partnership with the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Your support of the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews has helped save lives and help answer prayers. Thanks to the generosity of you, my listeners, bomb shelters have been built and placed. Life-saving food and emergency supplies have been provided to evacuees and those in critical need. And protective gear and medical equipment has been distributed to first responders on the front lines. Please call 844-866-IFCJ and make a tax-deductible gift today. That's 844-866-IFCJ, 844-866-IFCJ. May God bless you.
Making sense of your world.
There are a lot of things that really tick me off. News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
WMAL, making sense of world events, because those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
All right, amigos, welcome back. Rich Valdez filling in for the great one, Mark Levin. Feliz Navidad. Happy Hanukkah. It's Friday night. I'm with you until, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Man, that's a blast. I love doing this day shift. It's really, really fun. Anyway, the phone number, if you want to join the conversation, is 877-381-3811. If you're a lib, you want to argue, you know the number, 877-381-3811. And I want you to hear what Chuck Schumer had to say at a press conference he did just today. He says, we dodged a bullet regarding Que Mala Eres, the Vice President of the United States. Check this out.
To my Republican colleagues, I offer a word of caution in good faith. Take care not to misread the will of the people, and do not abandon the need for bipartisanship. After winning an election, the temptation may be to go to the extreme. We've seen that happen over the decades, and it's consistently backfired on the party in power. So instead of going to the extremes, I remind my colleagues that this body is most effective when it's bipartisan. If we want in the next 4 years the Senate to be as productive as the last 4, the only way that will happen is through bipartisan cooperation.
Chucky Schumer knows that the American people dodged a bullet with Kamala Harris. He knows it. He knows that, you know what? I'm not an expert on politics, but I did serve time in, not in prison, no. I served time in the State House in New Jersey as part of the Christie administration. And before that, I was very active in observing local politics, very active with my local Republican club and whatnot. And I can tell you this. Oftentimes when there's an election for anything, for the smallest of offices, and you don't have a candidate to put up, sometimes they run unopposed, but oftentimes just for the sake of, grooming and cultivating a bench, you put a candidate up that isn't going to win, and you have no intention of winning. You just, you say, let's try and make some gains. We need to bring more women into the party. We're trying to hold on to the X, Y, and Z ethnicity vote. Let's put up this person and let's see what we get. If we know we're going to lose, let's put up somebody that, never has a shot of winning, but maybe we could gain a little. And in my opinion, that's what happened with Kamala Harris. And this is why, for those of you that listen to my show, Rich Valdez, America at Night, you guys know very well that all along I said, I would much rather see Trump run against Kamala Harris because I felt she was extraordinarily beatable. Because people don't change overnight. Just because they tried to hide her doesn't mean she changed. Right? We knew, right? We knew the cackle. We knew how she was. We knew how she rolled. So in reality, we, the American people, we did dodge a bullet. And Schumer's telling us not to misread that because we need to continue to be bipartisan. Now, guess what? I think there are things where bipartisan is good, like, fighting terrorists and protecting the homeland, making sure the border's secure. But they mean bipartisan as capitulating to the left, horse trading, or compromise. Compromise is a part of government. I get that. But the reality is what they want is their cake and eat it too. And I've got to say, I don't think that's going to happen. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me see. Let's go to Cliff. He's in Vallejo, California, KSFO. Cliff, are you there?
What's cracking with you, man? I appreciate your topic, man.
Thank you, bro.
What I'm saying is, by the grace of God, man, that we where we at right now. You kind of stole my thunder with all the you understand what I'm saying? Where we dodged the bullet talk because
that was humor.
Yeah, man. Did, man. We actually, as the American people and the people who really love this country, I'm a vet, I'm an Air Force veteran.
Well, thank you for your service.
And we dodged the bullet, man. And that's exactly what it is, man. But you know what? We got a beautiful thing coming up in 2025, man. I'm looking at this new year with optimism, man. Put all the hate aside, man. Put all that other stuff aside, man, and let's flow together in one accord as Americans, man, and make this country great again.
Wow. Amen, Clifton. And you're spot on, brother. And I appreciate that because let me tell you, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I used to have this argument with my brother, many years ago. And I used to tell him, listen, everybody is always on deck to do the right thing when they have money in their pocket. Guess what? The hood isn't dangerous when everybody's working, when everybody's eating. Things get dangerous when people are going hungry, right? There's a rap song that says, if I ever go broke, I'm going to take your money. And that's the reality of life. The big fish will eat the little fish. But if everybody's doing okay and they're not going broke, they don't have to take your money. And that's what makes us get along. That's when people can see the red, white, and blue because they have the green in their pocket. And that's just how it is, and that's how it needs to be. Cliff, thank you, brother. Godspeed to you. I appreciate it. Happy New Year. Folks are coming right back with the rest of your calls. I see we got calls from D.C., calls from Alabama, calls from Texas, calls from California. Stay tuned. Another hour is coming up straight ahead. It's me, Rich Valdez, filling in for the great one, Mark Levin.
Making sense of your world.
Greatly appreciated.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
I love listening to you. Making sense of the news.
You don't want to miss this. CV Distillery is having a massive end of the year sale. For 3 days only, you can save up to 50% on everything. Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Looking for some calm after the hectic holidays? CV Distillery has plant-based solutions that could be perfect for you. Their natural formulations target stress, sleep, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. They only use the highest quality clean ingredients, and over 2 million customers trust CB Distillery for their effective CBD solutions. Just check out their 18,000 reviews. You deserve to start feeling your best. Discover the natural healing benefits of CBD and save up to 50% during their end of the year sale. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Making sense of social media.
There's no to the ways you can undermine our culture.
Mark Levin.
Weekdays 6 to 9 p.m.
Let's talk about that.
News Talk 105.9.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
I know it's hard to believe, but Christmas is around the corner. And if you're thinking about what to get the firearms enthusiasts on your list, I highly recommend the rifles, shotguns, and revolvers made here in America by our friends at Henry Repeating Arms. Henry has 200 models to choose from in a wide variety of calibers, styles, and prices, and you can't go wrong with any. The easiest way to check out Henry's firearms is to order a copy of their free holiday gift guide. Just go to their website. It's henryusa.com and click on the catalog button in the top right corner. They'll mail the gift guide with a few decals and it won't cost you a thing. If you give someone a Henry for Christmas, you're giving them a family heirloom built with the finest craftsmanship and performance I've ever seen. They look great, they shoot straight, they're so reliable, they're backed by a lifetime warranty for 100% satisfaction. So if you want to put something made in America under the Christmas tree, make sure you order their free gift guide and decals today from Henry Repeating Arms. That's henryusa.com for a free gift guide and decals. henryusa.com. You're going to love this company.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington. News media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9.
News now.
WMAL News at 7. I'm Heather Curtis. An illegal immigrant who allegedly set a sleeping woman on fire in a New York City subway car on Sunday is indicted today on charges including murder and arson. And Mayor Eric Adams wants more charges filed against Sebastian Zapata.
Zapata faces life in prison without parole, but Adams advocating for that federal arson charge. He directed the NYPD to work with ICE's Homeland Security Investigations team. And that's important because it could allow prosecutors to circumvent New York City's sanctuary laws that protect illegal migrants. ICE confirms that it lodged a new immigration detainer for Zapata, but, quote, the Corrections Department has indicated they will not honor the detainer per their current policy.
Fox's Nate Foy, an illegal immigrant from El Salvador sentenced to 3 years in prison for shooting into a Leesburg apartment in 2023 because he was having a fight with the teenage resident over a gaming console. 20-year-old Emerson Martinez Alvarenga shot into the apartment after the teen refused to let him inside. A bullet went through the exterior wall of the apartment and into the teen's bedroom, where it hit a pillow on his bed. As they investigated, Leesburg police learned this wasn't the first time he threatened someone with a gun. During the sentencing hearing, prosecutors said the facts of the case are egregious, and the judge sentenced him to more than the state law's minimum sentencing guidelines. An update on a crash in the parking lot of a Burtonsville Giant yesterday morning that killed a 37-year-old woman. Montgomery County police say Michelle Gogan had parked and was getting out of her car when she was hit by a Mazda CX-5 that was pulling into an adjoining parking spot. The Mazda also rammed into Gogan's car and another parked vehicle. The driver stayed there until first responders arrived. Gogan was taken to the hospital and died. No word on what caused the crash or whether the driver will face any charges. A lack of affordable housing, natural disasters, and a migrant surge led to a spike in homelessness in the U.S. Nationwide, 770,000 people are homeless this year, an increase of 18% from 2023, according to numbers released today by HUD. And in the DMV, nearly 10,000 people are homeless, according to the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments. That's 1,000 more than last year. CEO of Central Union Mission, Joe Metamano, tells 7 News.
The number of people on the street in D.C. continues to be at significant levels, but also the number of families in poverty has gone up as well. I think it's has to do a lot with the job market. Believe it or not, the ripple effect from COVID is still happening.
He says a lot of the jobs lost during COVID haven't come back. If you overspent on Christmas presents, you may want to pick up a Mega Millions ticket. Tonight's jackpot has risen to $1.22 billion.
The lottery is once again in historic territory. Tonight's jackpot is the 5th largest in Mega Millions history and in the top 10 of all U.S. lotteries. There hasn't been a Mega Millions jackpot winner since September 10th, when someone in Texas won $810 million. Earlier in the year, a ticket sold in New Jersey was good for $1.128 billion. So tonight's is the biggest so far in 2024, and it can still grow bigger before the year ends if there's no winner. The next drawing is on Tuesday, New Year's Eve. Matt Coates on WMAL and WMAL.com.
And if you do win, which you more than likely won't, the current jackpot's cash option is much less, a measly $549.7 million. Traffic and weather next.
You don't want to miss this. CB Distillery is having a massive end-of-the-year sale. For 3 days only, you can save up to 50% on everything. Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Looking for some calm after the hectic holidays? CB Distillery has plant-based solutions that could be perfect for you. Their natural formulations target stress, sleep, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. They only use the highest quality clean ingredients, and over 2 million customers trust CB Distillery for their effective CBD solutions. Just check out their 18,000 reviews. You deserve to start feeling your best. Discover the natural healing benefits of CBD and save up to 50% during their end-of-the-year sale. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Traffic and weather on News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Here's Michelle Murray in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Thumbs down on 66 with a couple of accidents. One is on the eastbound side between Monument Drive and US 50 Fair Oaks. All lanes are blocked on the eastbound side. Now on the westbound side before 123, that accident blocks the 2 right lanes and traffic is jammed up from Nutley Street. On in southbound before Route 80 in Urbana, an accident has traffic jam from 85. Earlier crash on the BW Parkway southbound in the vicinity of Powder Mill Road, all cleared away. But there is still a crash southbound between 32 and 198 in the right lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Tonight is when the rain begins to increase, especially after midnight. It will last through much of the day on Saturday. Temperatures continue to warm Saturday afternoon with highs around 50 degrees with showers throughout the day. I'm 7 News meteorologist Mark Pena in the First Alert Weather Center.
41 degrees in Burtonsville, 44 in Centerville, and 44 degrees here in Washington. I'm Heather Curtis on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now
on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Mark Levin.
Now, broadcasting from the underground command post east of the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we once again make contact with our leader in time, the then.
What's up, America? I am Rich Valdez with an S, at Rich Valdez on all of the social media. Your liberty-loving Latino amigo. Happy to be here filling in for the great one, Mark Levin. Mark is off for Hanukkah. Make sure you check out his all-new Life, Liberty, and Levin on the Fox News Channel tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to get into a bunch of things tonight. We had a pretty good conversation in the last hour. Lots of folks that are on hold. I want to get to your calls momentarily. But a few things I want to lay out to kind of set the table for us, because there's a few things I'm looking at here, right? And not even what I had planned, but that's the beauty of live radio, right? It's not TV. There's no teleprompter, so nobody's controlling what I say, and I love that. Not that it's not a dig on TV. That's just saying, it's kind of hard to, breaking news, right? But I'm looking at the this headline. Where did it go? Here it is. Yeah, the media, some of the media, the left within the media, always trying to drive a wedge between you and me, between the people of this country, between the left and the right, between anything they can, right? It's the divide and conquer mentality that they have. And one of the headlines I'm seeing here is Battle of the Bulge. Musk and RFK Jr. on collision course over weight loss drugs. And when you open it up, it's a piece in the Daily Beast, not a right-wing publication by any standard. Elon Musk dramatically puts MAGA split with RFK on display. Now, is it really that serious? I don't think so. Basically, what they're saying is Elon Musk is picking a fight in Donald Trump's inner circle with a Christmas challenge to RFK Jr. Musk posted a photo of himself on Twitter, dressed up as Santa Claus, saying this, Ozempic Santa. And he looks, pretty slim in the picture. Now, he followed up with a message that quickly went viral saying, like Cocaine Bear, but Santa and Ozempic. Which, funny, but to some. But anyway, and he says technically it's Mounjaro, Musk added, but that doesn't have the same ring to it. He was referring to the weekly injection that's approved by the FDA for diabetes management, which has a side effect of weight loss because it lowers your appetite because of something called a GLP-1 hormone that gets regulated by this drug. So Musk is gloating over this, trim figure and talking about this drug Mounjaro. But some say he's trolling RFK Jr. because Bobby Kennedy once said that we would make the first line of response lifestyle. And this is interesting, right? Now, is it really interesting? No, of course, lifestyle is where it's at. But clearly, lifestyle wasn't working, and that's why we have fat people. And I say this to you as a fat person, right? As Mark would say, fatties united. F you. But the reality is, if life were really that simple, there would be no show about people that are 600 pounds and the life that they live on the cable channels, right? That's just the reality of things. Wouldn't happen. Why? Because people like to eat. A mí me gusta comer, right? Manja. A lot of people like to eat. There are a lot of cultures that are fat because of their cultural desire to eat. Does that make them unhealthy? In some circles, yes. In others, no. I mean, this is all debatable stuff, right? There was a study that came out, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, about red wine. And they were saying that red wine is managing the blood pressure of folks in Italy. This was conducted in Italy, this particular study. And I'm quoting this from memory. So I think it was last Christmas that I was talking about this, but it just came to mind. So they're saying that even though they have a high pasta diet and this, that, and the other, that somehow, because red wine was helping them with their blood pressure, that they were healthier in terms of blood pressure than Americans were at the same weight. I believed it, but then it becomes another question. What kind of red wine are they using? Does it have sulfates the way the wine in the United States has sulfates? Right? That's why I like Bobby Kennedy at HHS and hopefully overseeing everything on food and drug and all that down the line, because these are things we need to ask ourselves. As you're putting together these bottles of wine from other places, importing them, and there's preservatives, they add the sulfates for whatever reason, to preserve, et cetera, and this isn't good for you, right? And there's a lot of things in our food that isn't good for us, but it helps people make more money. And because of that, we've gotten used to it. Well, anyway, they're still posting this as this match between Musk and Bobby Kennedy. But I don't think so. I mean, Musk has been outspoken about his support for pharmaceutical assistance in shedding pounds. And in a tweet, right? Listen to this one. This is a good one. December 11th, 2024, Musk writes, "Nothing would do more to improve the health, lifespan, and quality of life for Americans than making these types of weight loss and diabetes management drugs known as GLP-1 inhibitors super low cost to the public. Nothing else is even close." And I'm guessing this is because he's looking and saying, what's the number one thing killing people in our country? Well, likely they come up with cancer, they come up with diabetes, they come up with this, that, and the other, obesity. All of that stuff gets managed by keeping people's weight down. If we could manage all of that, you get less fat people, less heart attacks, less cardiovascular disease, less people going blind, all of it, just for taking these shots. That help them regulate this thing. So the question that some ask is this something that's wrong with people? And this is fixing what's wrong with them. And of course, there's always the proverbial person that says, well, I don't want to be on this thing for the rest of your life. Okay, then be fat. That's the alternative. Be fat and eat everything. Right? Everybody has choice in life. I can tell you, I was fat, 269 pounds, just under 5'8", and I was like a meatball. Yep. Quickly approaching 300 with the way I ate. I ate everything, absolutely everything. I got divorced. I lost a little bit of weight, not a lot, maybe 20, 30 pounds. Probably at my best 40. So I went from 270 to, let's say, 240, and I stayed at 240 for years. Today, I fluctuate between 188 and 194, let's just say. How did I do it? Well, a lot of things. Over a year ago, I started going to the gym, doing the treadmill, and that helped. But all that did was make me hungry. Then I started the keto diet. Actually, I started that first, and that worked wonderfully. I lost 40 pounds right away, got me down to 200 pounds. And then it's been a struggle to get rid of the rest. You know, I go to the gym now, but I don't do cardio anymore. Now I do weight training. And it's a lot harder. And it's a lot harder to sweat with weight training, for me at least. And so I'm not as fast in doing the reps. But what I can say is it does help to keep off the weight. It does make me stronger. I do feel healthier. And I think in sum, from 269 to where I got to 188, it's about, I think that's 80 pounds or so in that time frame, right? Or close to it. And yeah, I do feel better. I do feel a lot better, but I'm still very hungry. Still very, very hungry all the time. So it really becomes something my doctor told me, which was this is all about, all of it is going to be 95% diet or 90% diet, 5% medication or supplements, and 5% exercise. And that was how he got me to do it. Because I said, you know what? Eating a steak every day sounded a little brutal. And it was. Some of my numbers, cholesterol and stuff like that went up, but then you manage it. Once you get tired of that, you switch to fish, to chicken, and then go back to the red meat. And that's how I do it. And I still do it. I've introduced some carbs. And as soon as I introduce them, I see the weight gain. I go from that really trim feeling of 188, 186, whatever it was, my lowest, to 190, then to 194. Very quickly. Just that one piece of bread and all that. Eating the burger with bread instead of the burger with lettuce, like I did with keto. So for me, carbs are the enemy all the time. But my weightlifting friends will tell me you need the carbs or your muscles won't grow. So it's a catch-22, and you got to figure out the route that works for you. But my point is, somebody taking that GLP-1 inhibitor to control their diabetes, that's something they have to do. If they have the added benefit of weight loss along with it, super, okay, terrific, no problem. Does that mean that they're somehow negating what Bobby Kennedy says about being healthy and about not using pharmaceuticals, right? He said we have to restore America as the global example of health and well-being, not through pills or syringes, but through character and self-discipline. I don't think that helping sick people with medicine is necessarily going to prevent them from developing those things. And you could do both, right? I think you could take the GLP-1 shots, lose the weight, manage your diabetes, go to the gym, work out, and eat good. So you can do them all. And that's my point. I don't think that this is the way the media is painting it to be, but this is the way they like to paint it because this is what the media does. And in that same vein, now that they're asking other questions, right? Here's this one. Listen to this one. How much time do I have, Mr. Producer? All right, yeah, I got time for this. So listen to this one now. This is about this guy, Luigi Mangione, right? He is not the brother of Mario from the Mario Brothers game. This is the guy who allegedly murdered the United Healthcare CEO. And I want to get into a bunch of stuff about that, but I'm trying to find this headline here. Again, another divisive headline on Drudge, of all places. And listen to this. Will Mangione get away with it? Will the jury let him off the hook? And my question here is, are we as a people that cold? Are we really going to begin to justify the murder of people? And this goes back to what we were talking about in the last hour, right? Where a lot of people are calling and saying, these people are treasonous. They should be tried and hanged and put to death and all that. That's why I don't buy into that rhetoric, right? And I realized that when was the last time you saw somebody embezzle money from a government, local government, state government, federal government, and get put to death? Oh, wait, I haven't seen that. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I mean, other than Ethel and whatever her husband's name was back in the days with their spying and treason and whatnot, sedition, we don't see that very often. Now, you could argue the reason we don't see that, Rich, is because we're not holding people to account. We have a two-tiered system of justice. That may, in fact, be true. But how do we get it to be a one-tiered system? What do? Fire all those people? Okay, we fire them. Now we have no justice system. Now, I'm not defending the swamp. I'm just saying I think we have to be realistic, right? You could take all the jiu-jitsu classes in the world, but unless you're like one of those champion Gracie jiu-jitsu fighters that can take down a 7-foot guy that's, a pro boxer or whatever, it's not going to happen. The reality of life is the reality of life. And you got to take things, how do you eat an elephant? One small bite at a time. That's it. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. Whatever cliche you want to use. That's the bottom line here. And that stuff isn't going to happen overnight. So anyway, coming back, I'm going to get your thoughts on this. Do we let this guy go? Is the jury going to let Luigi Mangione get away with murder? Because they agree that healthcare costs are too high, and maybe someone in their family was also the victim of unscrupulous practices by a health insurance company. Is it now open season on healthcare employees? And if so, do we stop at the CEO? Do we keep going? I'm not inciting violence. I'm not asking you to do this. I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions on a talk show on radio, because I think the whole thing is nuts. Anyway, you know the number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. Rich Valdez in for the great one, Mark Levin.
Mark Levin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
MAGA has done it again. With a presidential victory and a red wave sweeping the House and the Senate, conservatives are back in the driver's seat. But as the fight to restore America begins, now is not the time to get complacent. You've the chance to be part of this movement, not just as a voter, but as a member of a powerful organization that takes its marching orders directly from you. AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Join AMAC today for only $1 for your first year. You'll be part of a movement and you'll get fantastic benefits and discounts. But don't wait. This special offer ends December 31st. Join AMAC today. $1 for your first year. Again, great benefits and discounts and be part of a crucial movement. Just $1. But don't wait. This special offer ends December 31st. Join AMAC today and help us continue the fight for a brighter, freer future. Visit amac.us/LEVIN right now to claim your $1 membership. That's amac.us/Levin.
You don't want to miss this. CB Distillery is having a massive end-of-the-year sale. For 3 days only, you can save up to 50% on everything. Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Looking for some calm after the hectic holidays? CB Distillery has plant-based solutions that could be perfect for you. Their natural formulations target stress, sleep, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. They only use the highest quality clean ingredients, and over 2 million customers trust CB Distillery for their effective CBD solutions. Just check out their 18,000 reviews. You deserve to start feeling your best. Discover the natural healing benefits of CBD and save up to 50% during their end-of-the-year sale. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
All right. Auto parts.
Sleep, especially as you get older, is so critical, especially that deep, comforting sleep. Go to helixsleep.com and find the mattress made for you by taking their sleep quiz. See, Helix knows that everyone's unique, so they have several different mattress models to match based on your body type and sleep preferences. Once you match, your mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free with a risk-free 100-night sleep trial. When you receive your Helix mattress, you'll be obsessed with it. It's so quick and fun to unbox, and you won't believe how well you sleep. You'll wake up feeling rested and refreshed. They have a 10-year warranty, and Helix even has financing options and flexible payment plans. So a great night's sleep is never far away. Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows. Go to helixsleep.com/news and use promo code HelixPartner20. Again, helixsleep.com/news. With Helix, better sleep starts now.
Shopify helps you sell at every stage of your business. Like that, let's put it online and see what happens stage.
And the site is live.
That we opened a store and need a fast checkout stage.
Thanks. You're all set.
That count it up and ship it around the globe stage.
This one's going to Thailand.
And that, wait, did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Whatever your stage, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/Westwood1.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need Big Lou, a term provider. If you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Remember, Big Lou's like you, except he's only on number 2. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, visit biglou.com. That's biglou.com.
Hi, I'm Erica, an English major at Hillsdale College. Here's Hillsdale President Dr. Larry Arnn with a Constitution Minute.
The human soul is made to learn, and the highest things of life are the best things to learn. One of these, it turns out, is the way we govern ourselves, and one of the best examples of that is the Constitution of the United States. It explains what our government should look like and how it should function to best protect our rights. It was created to give us the freedom to make choices about the way we wish to live. Unfortunately, most colleges and universities today fail to teach our Constitution. When they do, they often denigrate it. This is dangerous because it is impossible to preserve our liberty if we don't understand where it comes from and how to protect it. Having a proper civics education is essential to preserving our freedom.
To learn more and get a free pocket Constitution, visit constitutionminute.com.
This Constitution Minute was furnished by Hillsdale College.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Great for what's going on. Making sense of the news.
WMAL. More than just politics, because laughter is the best medicine. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
All right, amigos, welcome back. Rich Valdez live with you till 9 p.m. Eastern Time, all across America on the Mark Levin Show. Mark is off for Hanukkah. So you get me, the former Mr. Call Screener on the Mark Levin Show. Now I have a big radio show of my own, I'm very proud to say. I'm on every single night. You can learn more about that at richvaldez.com. But right now, I'm going to get to your calls, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. I tweeted out the wrong number, by the way. I put 800, so forgive me. But I want to get to your calls. Susan, Corning, New York, WABC, go right ahead.
Hey, formerly Susan of Brooklyn.
Susan from Brooklyn, how are you? Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad. Thank you.
This is a very important topic about basically the prescription drugs versus proper eating. Now, I've had some training in integrative medicine and nutrition, and they say there's junk and then there's food. They are not the same thing.
Yeah.
If you take these drugs to so-called, because just because you lose weight doesn't mean you're healthy. So if you use those drugs to lose weight for vanity purposes, when certain people really need them to live, And you then go back to junk food, which is very addictive. And it's just not junk food. It's junk or it's food.
Right. Yeah,
And
it's a really good distinction, Susan, that you're making. And I agree with that. And I would also say, I don't know the numbers, but I don't think that the majority of people on these drugs are the people that are food users per se. And I think we look at that for what it is. Only because I looked at all this stuff and I realized, you've got people that are very, very much addicted to food. Now, they could be addicted to food or they could be addicted to junk, as you say. And I think that's where RFK Jr. comes in and he starts teaching people, listen, you can't eat a bunch of cheese corn puffs and with all sorts of dyes and this and that and all sorts of carbs and wash it down with a diet soda and think that you're going to be okay. And just because you're taking these shots, you're okay. That may in fact work, but it won't work for long, right? I think it's kind of counterintuitive. I think you're going to get the best results if you use it as a way to manage whatever health issue you have. I would say type 2 diabetes for most fat people. And ultimately, then what happens is because you've lost weight, you have a little more energy, you're feeling a little bit more like a man or like a woman or whatever you identify as. And you say, you know what, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to feel better in it. And I say, Godspeed to you if you're doing that. Susan from Brooklyn, and also now from Corning, New York, moving closer to Hattie Kokel. Nice to hear from you. Happy Hanukkah to you, Susan. And Merry Christmas. Folks, I'm coming right back. The rest of your calls, we got calls from the Bronx, DC Swamp, LA, Pennsylvania, LA again. Don't go anywhere. It's Rich Valdez filling in for the great one, Mark Levin.
Americans love using their credit cards, one of the most secure and hassle-free ways to pay. But DC politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com, guardyourcard.com, paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt? Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS. Call Civic Tax Relief for free information now. Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
Just call 800-841-0908. 800-841-0908. 800-841-0908.
WMAL traffic this hour. The northeast section still has jammed traffic delays reportedly southbound on DC 295's Anacostia Freeway. Southbound delays continue to press between Benning Road and East Capitol Street. The good news is that they're not major, but still jammed in that northeast section of the district. Fort Washington's reporting an accident in Prince George's County. Swan Creek Road and Asbury Drive has fire and EMS now on the scene. I'm Gavin Montgomery. Now, from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Tonight, clouds with rain after midnight, lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, rain and highs around 50.
You don't want to miss this. CV Distillery is having a massive end-of-the-year sale. For 3 days only, you can save up to 50% on everything. Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Looking for some calm after the hectic holidays? CV Distillery has plant-based solutions that could be perfect for you. Their natural formulations target stress, sleep, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. They only use the highest quality clean ingredients, and over 2 million customers trust CV Distillery for their effective CBD solutions. Just check out their 18,000 reviews. You deserve to start feeling your best. Discover the natural healing benefits of CBD and save up to 50% during their end-of-the-year sale. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Need parts now? O'ReillyAuto.com offers in-store pickup, same-day home delivery, or next-day home shipping. Get more parts your way at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, just the socks. Thanks.
Great. Name, birthday, email address, shipping address, billing address. How many fire hydrants do you see? How'd you hear about us? Can we text you?
Oh, forget it.
If your online store doesn't use Shopify for checkout, your customers will just, well, check out. Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other leading e-commerce platforms. That means fewer abandoned carts and more for your business. So switch to Shopify at shopify.com/Westwood1 and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need Big Lou, a term provider. If you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Remember, Big Lou's like you, except he's only on number 2. For $1 million in term.
You don't want to miss this. CV Distillery is having a massive end of the year sale. For 3 days only, you can save up to 50% on everything. Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Looking for some calm after the hectic holidays? CV Distillery has plant-based solutions that could be perfect for you. Their natural formulations target stress, sleep, pain after exercise, even mood and focus. They only use the highest quality clean ingredients, and over 2 million customers trust CV Distillery for their effective CBD solutions. Just check out their 18,000 reviews. You deserve to start feeling your best. Discover the natural healing benefits of CBD and save up to 50% during their end of the year sale. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code VIP. That's cbdistillery.com, code VIP. cbdistillery.com. Not available in Idaho, Iowa, and South Dakota. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with you 100%. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. There's a lot of us out there.
Making sense of the news.
WMAL, making sense of education, because what's happening in your kid's school matters. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Americans over here. Calling now. 877-381-3811.
All right, amigos, welcome back. Rich Valdez filling in for the great one, Mark Levin. Make sure you check him out this weekend, Saturday night, 8 p.m. on Fox News Channel with a new Life, Liberty, and Levin. You don't want to miss that. Mark is off for Hanukkah. I am blessed and privileged to sit in this chair in the bunker, and I'm happy to be here. Of course, you want to learn more about me, go to my website, richvaldez.com. Check it out. Follow me on Twitter. Follow my podcast and my radio show if you can. I'd love that. And by the way, speaking of that, I'm coming to a bunch of Mark's affiliates, a whole bunch of them. We got KARN, Little Rock, Arkansas, KKOH, Reno, Nevada, WMAL, DC, WTN, Nashville, KMJ out of Fresno, WVLK, Lexington, Kentucky, WAPI, Birmingham, Alabama, and Birmingham. And I don't know how to read right now. And, of course, a handful of others I'll get to in a little bit. But a pleasure to expand the show. We're on hundreds of stations right now, and it really is an honor. 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811 if you want to sound off on the topics we're discussing. And part of what we've been discussing tonight, let me see, we talked about immigration, and specifically this heinous act of torching someone on the New York City subway, and how that's just the beginning. Remember, what the left does in New York, what the left does in California, will make its way to a theater near you before you know it. It's coming to a neighborhood near you. Trust me, it happens every single time, right? Remember the BLM riots and all those protests? Yeah, everybody's ended up seeing that. Even good old Tiananmen Tim Walz, right? Him and his wife were sticking their heads out their window, smelling the aroma of burning tires as the left was rioting and burning and looting and all the crazy marauding that they were doing all over the place in the Midwest, and just crazy town. Anyway, speaking of crazy town, I want you to hear what this TikToker said.
This guy believes an advocate for the LGBTQ community. That's my assessment based on the lisp, but not making fun of the lisp. I have one of my own. But he says that he's upset because people are saying Merry Christmas. And he thinks that, we're a little off if we say Merry Christmas. Listen to this.
Wishing people a Merry Christmas when you don't know what holiday they celebrate is sort of like wishing someone a happy birthday when you don't know when their birthday is. Like, yeah, I get the sentiment, but you're a little off. It's neither here or there, but I get a kick out of the people who insist on saying Merry Christmas instead of just saying Happy Holidays. Happy Holidays, everybody.
Now, this guy would hate me. Why? Because I use Merry Christmas literally all year round. You can ask my friends, and I'm always like, hey, Merry Christmas. Why? And I use Merry Christmas. Why? Because it makes people laugh, honestly. And they say, but it's June. I tell them I'm early for next year. What are you going to do? I love celebrating that. I love Christmas is really one of the best times of the year. 4th of July, also great time of the year. These are, my favorite holidays. It's when I get together with my family. We have a good time. If you're Puerto Rican like me, we have pasteles and lechon. Yeah, right. Really, what's the big deal? I grew up in a neighborhood in Brooklyn that was very Jewish. And there was a big Catholic church, and there was a lot of everything. Nobody had a problem with any of it. It was, hey, happy Hanukkah, hey, Merry Christmas, hey, whatever. That was it. Happy holidays didn't become a thing till I was like 16 or 17 years old. That everywhere you went, it was happy holidays. Don't say this. Don't say Christ. Don't say Christmas. That's when, the left really started kicking it into high gear. And here we are. People saying we're a little off now because we say Merry Christmas. To that I said,
card players are here, so I gotta go.
Anyway, let's get to some of the
bye. Poker night.